So I got an offer from this joke of a company, which I could pull back up here. Um, I don't even really want to. Uh, it's not worth talking about. What I really wanted to talk about is Jolly Heretic. It's a scam. Basically, it was a scam company. If maybe I would be taking custody of fentanyl precursors and stuff like that, and then shipping them. That would be like the legitimate business. If I had to guess, it was called Orient Post US. So it's like if there is a legitimate side, maybe it would be like something that is nefarious like that. And it's like I'm the fall guy or the person who doesn't know. It's like, oh yeah, these bottles of like Chinese tea are it's like, just make sure they're all like good and then resend them somewhere else. That's what they're saying, right? So it's either a scam and they're going to expect me to like pay for something and like fuck around with my bank account number and my information, my personal identity, or at the worst, like I'm facilitating drug trade and money laundering for like China or something, or I could be accused of it. So I don't really want anything to do with Orient Post US. Uh, they wanted a picture of me with my driver's license and like, yeah, this guy here, shipping scam, work at home. Yeah, using Career Builder, it's like I'm not an idiot and I don't want to be treated like one. Yeah, it's from a different name that also seems really fucked up and not correct, not very Englishy. Sounds like somebody that doesn't know how to do English names. No offense. And they said South America, Central America, but then the thing is that they said like the customers in South and Central America need help with postage, but it's Orient. It's Orient. They're Oriental. So it doesn't really like, you know what I mean? Parcel expert. And she said 4,900 and then later changed it to 3,300 and I called her out on it and I was like, that's after taxes, right? And she's like, oh yes, that's after taxes. I'm like, okay, this sounds fucked. And she made sure to ask that I would be okay of not being paid for the first 30 days until the end of the first 30 days. It's just like, okay, that's suspect. And I made sure to ask directly, like, so is there any kind of point where you're going to ask me to pay money? And she's like, no. We like reimburse everything. We pay for everything, you know. But that's the scam is like they send you a fake check, you deposit it, it clears, you think you have the money, and then like actually like 4 or 5 days later they revoke it. And then the bank wants the money that you spent back because you cashed a fake check, and that's illegal. Also, uh, the other people ran off of the other pot of money, so you're out both of them. And yeah, you basically are like making you a criminal for being a rube by being an idiot that they had whitewashed the fence. In this case, the fence is a like misdemeanor felony, like falsifying a check. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like all you did was like taking it. You can go to court and explain it, but like on the face of it, like at the worst of it, that's what could happen to you. So it's like, why would you want to fuck around with this, people? And this is what job boards like Indeed or, uh, you know, other like having your information out there. It's what it does. So I don't fucking know. It's just like awful. I wish I could get a legitimate salary and do my own homesteading. I can't afford something like this. There's just no way. And it should be affordable really easily.
Long day.
Other people get it really easily. You know,
Deserve native.
like being a random whore like this. They're trying to sell me garbage. Yeah. I don't appreciate advertising industry whatsoever. And I also don't appreciate being stalked and treated like I'm a fucking idiot like this. Like I'm not gonna Google something before I try to like work with it. And the reverse side of this is it could be legitimate to the point where it's like, well, yeah, like no, I could really like forward posts if there were a service that were legitimate like that. There are people that create networks of postal anonymization and like just work from home posts. It's a thing. It's kind of strange, kind of out there, probably not that profitable, but kind of like packet stream, which I had suspect behavior on that account one time. I got traffic on it when I wasn't running anything through it. Um, and maybe I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know. I changed the credentials or revoked the credentials. But that's kind of spooky. It's a spooky concept. It's kind of similar to Tor, but it's not really because it's way different. It's more direct. The intermediary is supposed to be them, and then you're supposed to mask your information. It's a useful tool. The idea is that everybody kind of offers up their own home network to send a few packets of data transmission. And then that could be useful if you wanted to, like, say, scrape social media sites, which is more or less what I was doing. And yeah, but other people, oh my gosh, and with LLMs, it's too much out there these days. And to need money very seriously and also have a background in all of this and coding capacity. Like I have VS Code and all this other stuff installed in here, and I have repos. I got a few repos on the other computer that I want to transfer and then do a reinstallation. Probably do Linux this time because I don't trust this place. Need to uh get better connections. Like I just don't know what to say. Uh, I used to have gig internet, and it would have been nice if Dell had shipped me because I got a reminder from getting advertisements, like huge banner advertisements from Dell. I bought a camera during like I don't know, it'd be like around 2020, in the middle of 2020, towards the middle of it, and Dell never shipped it, even towards like the beginning of it. They just never shipped it. Like they said they had it, like displayed in stock. I called somebody. I'm like, so this will be shipped. I was like, yes, like there would be, by absolutely within the next like week or two. It was like a month, 2, 3 month, 4 months later, 5 months later, they took the money and they still hadn't returned it. And I finally got a refund. Throughout that whole time, the money's just been deprecating, and like they went and spent it all and gambled on it and made a return and bought a house. Added it to the portfolio. It's free money. You know, just gamble it away. When you're really, really ahead, you kind of like set aside small pots of money and then do wacky gambles with them. That's what people are doing out there. That's the difference between owning a business and not. And a lot of people create like what are essentially they're not they're not literally fraudulent. They're just like, how do you say, they're not literally bankrupt. They're just artistically bankrupt. They create businesses which are artistically bankrupt. Like the feng shui is off. They're like the everything, the karma, the chi, whatever the hell you say. Everything's awful with it. People don't have the money to buy what they need. The idea, and also I got criticized for saying that I think it's stupid that you have regional based pay. Like the difference between paying somebody living in a major city versus paying somebody that lives in a lesser city. It's like you pay somebody that lives in a lesser city more because they're taking the prestige hit of not living in a city. You're living in a city, it's like, yeah, you should get paid. Like, there's no reason to distinguish on pay. That's like a non-ish. That's a non. It doesn't influence anything. It shouldn't influence anything at a high enough level of executive, like negotiation, right? Like that's ridiculous. Like for instance, you wouldn't say to somebody, "Hey, you used to live in New York. Now you're moving out to the countryside. We're going to reduce your pay. Right. That never happens. That's not how that works, right? People don't do that. That's why people go to the city, get a higher salary, then they move away. But it's ridiculous that you should be expected to do this because it's just altogether not a great experience living in these areas, doing the whole bar crawl or something like that. Like some weird drunks set some standard of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go, dine at a bunch, or other people. You're supposed to go dine at wealthy restaurants and do all this other stuff. It's like a set of things that you're supposed to do. That's just obnoxious. For homes you can buy for $25,000 or less. It's just ridiculous. Like, I hate these kind of people. Like, I'd rather be building my own stuff and doing large scale things, sophisticated things. They require a lot of money. Yeah. And the idea of like getting screwed over from Home Depot on a shack. I mean, like, no offense to this guy, but like, it's sponsored, right? Like, where's your sponsored? Like, fuck you. It's like, okay, a one room, like, miniature place, like a shed for a dog. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yes, it's narcissistic abuse. 100%. Like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Yeah. Like, a home for 25K? And where are you going to put it, dumbass? And how are you going to pay the taxes? Like, no. It's like, it's just garbage. It's trying to like downsell people. Never ever give into like the tiny home stuff. That shit's like crazy and creepy, right? That's like, put me in the coffin, yes. These weird freaks that want to like die, right? Like, it's like, no. If that's your thing, if you want to live in a tiny home, but like, you know why they're trying to make that popular. It's like there's a very small group of people that truly resonates with. It's not actually that huge of a group of people. It's like, don't you just love living in an apartment? Tiny homes are the future, Huge world full of space. But yeah, just go live in a coffin, the tiniest of all homes. Or how about an urn? We can turn your bones into a crypt. And then you'll be your own home. You will be the home. We'll have a mausoleum.
Virtue signaling scum doing a Palestine rally, and I accent.
It's just deplorable. It's a horrible country. Like everything about the modern economic situation, everything everywhere.
But on and on and on. It's brilliant. You just
I'm devastated. I missed all this.
Calm down. Well, I filmed it, and you will see the film eventually. But I just want to say, calm down. Calm down, our Paul. An AR 73-year-old woman. Calm down. But no, they from a narcissistic abuser. I've looked at it more in my own research from the perspective of genetics, and Richard rather more so from the perspective of psychotherapy and that sort of thing. Then please do send them in. The link is to end Frost and all that.
Yeah, it's like mostly everything comes down to money, and everybody's just a big, stupid, selfish jerk. They're just all dumb. Everybody needs money. The modern world doesn't distribute it fairly.
Then you're like,
as far as I've seen, the vast majority of people that have money seem to be just like mean people. I don't know.
It's just a certain number of nice meals, orgasms, luxury holidays, which is why everybody's obsessed with luxury, which you've mentioned on your channel. And there's nothing else. So you end up just worshipping pleasure, worshipping yourself, and you become thoroughly wretched.
Yeah, and see, that's what I think. People think they fucking know what the fuck they're talking about with that shit. It's like, I'm over here saying, like, I want to start a homestead. I want to start a farm. I can't afford it. I'm driving around. I'm looking at everything. I'm, like, basically cast out of the house by this Alzheimer's alcoholic fool that, like, likes to bounce around. Somebody rear ends my car because it's parked in the street, and I'm the one to be blamed for the issue, and being upset that I'm struggling with AI job market issues in being a programmer, and just the general unfairness and apathy and narcissism and abuse which is levied towards people who are just trying to, like me, specifically me. Like, imagine that. So, and then instead it's like cast as like, oh, this person is taking all these vacations and wasting his money, and he's like vain, and he's like putting his, so no, it's like, I'm trying to like find, like, where would you want to go get an apartment, and like how would you seek to get a job? Like, that everything is completely fucked whenever you go put in an application. It goes through like a bunch of feds and other stalkers and shit like that, have you like completely taken on the internet, right? So what the fuck do you do with that? You have to put up an attack, and like literally walking out of the country is at one point something you just have to consider. Like, I don't have any good feelings about this country. Like, July 4th comes around, it's like, there's going to be a lot of dead people in America because Americans can't help but kill each other. And they're stupid too. They'll do it to themselves accidentally. And all the dumb bullshit that they're eating, all these fat dumbasses. It's a fucking horrible place. It's full of scams and scammers, idiots that watch anime and shit like that, right? People get put into quarantines and ascribed certain diagnostics which are inaccurate. You can just put any shit on somebody's machine when everything's internet connected. That's the fucked up shit with the snapshot. You just feed an AI inaccurate information on somebody or generate fake information. It's fucking stupid. Same thing goes for just general social attacks, and that's what narcissism comes down to. You just don't care what the other person has to say. You've assigned your interpretation of things without any need to like understand or empathize with the need that is just needing money and resources and having, especially something you want to do. I've already written out essentially my daily schedule. If you look back, probably Saturday before this one, I think maybe it was. So if I had money, what I would do is very direct. Like, I've explained it very, very directly. It's like there is work involved in tending to actually growing things in a garden and taking care of animals, like on a level of like rare exotic animals, and creating generations and being able to sell those as designer, like purebred animals. I don't necessarily want to spend my entire time on that, but like that would be like a side thing, and I can still do all this programming stuff and work on any kind of good collaborative team with people who actually speak, they speak to one another. They like have collaborative, like gainful, I don't know how to explain, you just like, you don't join bad projects, you go and join good projects. Like, don't join on anything bad. If something is bad, it's just such an awful thing to try to acclimate to bad digital systems. It wastes your time. It wastes your mental energy. It doesn't resonate with you. You can become disharmonious because you've like spent a period of your life towards an unfruitful end. Because it's completely fucking wasted whenever you work on some useless application with no meaning. And that's what's presented. It's like best case scenario is you're just throwing your life away.
Yeah, but also
and you're barely getting any money, and everybody is narcissistically self-entranced and transfixed, and they don't give a fuck. And it's just murder and, murder, genocide, and orgy, It's all out there, like, happening everywhere. Like, all the time. These dumb freaks are, like, taking advantage of opportunity and having really good resource allocation to themselves. Once they get millions of dollars, they just run off into the sunset. And everybody's just like Ed, and Eddie trying to get a fucking nickel for a jawbreaker this quarter. But even then, like, it doesn't really, nobody looks backwards or looks like, people don't give real handouts to people, they don't really actually work with people. Like, they don't put their hand out to people. They don't give opportunity to people. It's like you have to hand out. Like, the idea of handouts being bad, like, I get that concept and I agree with it, but also, like, you have to understand that majority of what people think is their own effort and skill is generally can be construed as a handout. Like, no matter who they are. It's like, you know, parents like, ah, you only have because I bought stuff. It's like, yeah, well, you only had what you had because your parent bought you stuff. It's like, and they only had what they had because their parent bought them stuff. So shut the fuck up. You're stupid. You're just bad at your job. It's like a valid response. Like, it's like you're messing up if you're a parent and you're in a situation where you're like putting any kind of heat on your kid, is my general proposition. Like, you're probably the problem if there's any kind of friction. uh
Have that arousal, or you get
Young
people
people are
that
just
get
generally
aroused
better. I
by
believe in, like, the Young Turks. It's what what the new Young Turks are is a disgrace to, like, the actual old Young Turks, which were also probably pretty disgraceful when you think about it. But I like what they said at the same time. They were probably right. Like, as occasionally the young people are just like way smarter than the old people, and it's just like they need to shut up and just get the fuck out of the way. Like, the money is like needs to be flowing to different hands. You know, that was what the original Young Turks were, and then they did a lot of shooting. And the new Young Turks are a bunch of liberal freaks that want to legalize bestiality. I don't know why Cenk Uygur holds that position. I don't know how he's going to quantify the dog's enjoyment. Who he expects to assign to that role to determine it. So that would be a legal basis of his declared presidential platform. He said this on camera, so I just think I want to hold him to it. And yeah, like, eventually people like the Young Turks, like the actual Young Turk energy of like the youth, like, you have to tell them to, like, fuck off, like, fuck the Young Turks, fuck all these people that want to hold their exclusivity of economic availability and participation right. Fuck anybody sending me some, like, testing job interview thing, like, trying to call me for a scam. Like, literally, you're getting sized up by scammers and people trying to get you into the health and life insurance game, the lucrative industry of spamming people, fake people, work on a fake software as a service application. It's like, where's the money? It's like, then there are other people that stream. I'm totally sociable. It's just like, why is nobody ever, like, imagine if all of a sudden any of these streamers, imagine you had an audience, right? Imagine, like, you're PewDiePie. Imagine if PewDiePie all of a sudden he couldn't reach anybody. He just, like, he put out videos for like 4 months and it's just like not a single response. You just, like, you put out like months and months of videos and nobody ever responds to you. It's like, what would you do then? You'd do nothing. You'd die. It's like you'd be fucked. You'd be completely without any communication. It's how it happens. Imagine if, you try to go to your parents and just, like, have a conversation and they're like abhorrently, obnoxiously, like, narcissistic and dismissive, and it's kind of like a we got ours, and, like, they were never down for, like, for the plot. Like, you're supposed to be with kids, right? Like, there's always supposed to be a plot that you understand that makes sense. Never supposed to be, like, just wasting away time for years and years, which is what people end up doing. Jolly Heretic is probably an alcoholic. Richard Grannon is probably an alcoholic. It's just like, you don't envy them. It's just like, it's enraging. You see that they have this thing called the pussy pass, right? It's like, parents are always nice to daughters. Companies are always nice to women. everybody is always nice to women. You can never be like mean, but men, they literally are just like, go kill yourself. Like, go shoot yourself in the head. Nobody gives a fuck. Like, you could sit alone for 30 years and nobody would care. Like, you could be like sitting there, like, literally trying to just establish the most basic minimum of anything, and people just like, go kill yourself. It does not matter.
Paying for, like, I've got my wife, right, is a vicar, and she's away on a confirmation camp. I'm alone with the kids, okay, and I go entertain them, and I've got books to write. I've got
So it's like the idea is like, well, oh, okay, well, if you have facial hair, if you're so smart, then why don't you solve the entire of everything? The best men do that.
and so then when they refuse
This
to
is
do the
like, they're
work, they
awful
they get
people.
and
I
then
hate
they
all the
try and run this
alcoholism that
such
exists in this
Tivoli
culture
in
too. Like,
Kemperley,
for real.
which is like the fairground. So if you're in Tivoli in Kemperley, and
Just like, stop caring about other people at this
how do
point,
I
because
want?
I was very sociable and sociable, pro social. I care about other people and other people's content, but now I don't. Because narcissistic abuse does that. It's like, fuck. Like, yeah, everything is. This guy has the same conversation every time he talks, though. Like, you've listened to this guy for like 3 minutes. You've listened to everything he said. Um, yeah, it's all garbage. It's all like social issues and stuff.
2 p.m. New York, which we discussed.
And he says like, are these social issues just designed to like distract you and make you like what? It's like, yeah, you're the one doing it. You're the one that's like distracting people. You're the one. Yeah, you're the one with the show here distracting people with your garbage. Anyways, I'm somebody who legitimately needs money. Who legitimately does not have a single person in my life that is worth speaking to. Sam Hyde is disgusting. That is also retarded. That's just fucking stupid as hell. Such dumb, disgusting animals. Stupid nigger. Alright. Oh, man. Well, he did us a favor because he got rid of one more, I mean, we just don't need him. They joined the military to get shot, right? That's what they signed up for, so what are they complaining about? Probably. Wouldn't doubt it for a second. I'll tell you one thing: all these fucking don't recommends are not. I mean, like Tonka Ali, like what a fucking loser, dude. I don't care, man. You think I'm gonna go spend money on that shit right now? Like, get shot in the head. I'm not looking for dumb shit like this. Origins of Hebrew is some dumb schizophrenic piece of shit that wanted to control everybody. Like, think about it. These people literally believed in like demons and angels and speaking to God. They thought they were God. They had dreams and they would like saw stars and they were like trying to understand mathematics and they were like, oh, you know, then they tried to take control of everybody through like they're out there like, you know, shoulder deep in lamb's blood, like just like millions of corpses of animals around them, like filleting animals and cooking them and eat, you know what I mean? And like forcing other people to like abide by their beliefs or else. Or else. And that's how religion came to be, you know. It's really fucking disgusting and stupid. And all these people out here these days with their new age religious bullshit is worse than ever. You can basically conceive of it as another Scientologist sort of thing. It'd be heretical to any religious sect. And if they were ever anything good about like religious organizations, they didn't come from the religious organizations themselves, but from the people that happen to be caught in the religious organization. You know, I just generally don't have a good conception of this stuff. I have not experienced anything positive in any being surrounded by all these stupid fucking churches and shit like this. There's nothing here that's just good. The people which I've ever seen in any church like setting is kind of weird. It's just basically a tax scam. What a fucking horrible place to live. Your Delta cards. Wow. Yeah, I just can't wait to learn more about Delta from random dumb asshole with a YouTube channel number 9784. Did you know that Capital One it's, probably not a very good place. I'm gonna be real. Like whenever I had card issues, it was not very good. Like you can break a card physically such that like you still have certain functionalities but not others. Won't let you withdraw and do tap and I mean I don't know if it was like a situation where I could do like insert tap but not swipe or something to that effect. And if I did like the wrong thing, it would try to activate a card that I didn't have with me. You know, it's like, oh, it was awful. Trying to deal with these banking issues, which really should not exist whatsoever, considering that it's really primarily done on your phone. And I didn't really lose my means of authenticating purchases either, because like I had my card. It's pretty awful. And try to get that mailed, you know, mail it to another location. It's a whole headache to deal with these kind of things, and then you don't really have the money anyways because you have to work, and then all the working stuff is scams. The majority of everything has been predominated by scams with Google advertising over the last few years, and there's all these assholes that have Google Play buttons and stuff that do advertising like this. It's like I don't care, you know. Congratulations. There's a huge class of billions of people that are going to hate you for the rest of your life. Me and you both. Just dumb garbage, dude. Like, I don't even know what to say. I've already said many times not to recommend Wang. I don't like this channel. Like this guy right here. This dude. I just don't like the channel. I don't want to fucking watch some shit about SpongeBob or whatever the fuck else. Tony Hawk and yada yada. I just do not care, dude. I'm pretty sure he's like somebody who consistently smokes too. Cigarettes, not just like a little. He was like an actual chain smoker with cigarettes, which I never was. I really hate cigarettes and tobacco smoking in general. It's just ridiculous because once they start, they never stop, you know. To have tried a cigarette versus to be a cigarette smoker, you know, it's ridiculous how much people actually do in on themselves. It's insane. Like Eric Kanefsky just going around smoking cigarettes, doing all that stuff. It's absurd. Like, why would you do that? Everybody's desperately trying to get attention. I'm just trying to get money. I don't really give a fuck about attention so much. But it is, I mean, like, I do a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. It's like, you should at least have a few people pay attention to everybody. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this country? No wonder we have such a horrible place. I'm not so difficult to please. It's like I want to like wake up and go eat food and like exercise and run around. It's like the easiest fucking request ever. There's all these people out there that are like, oh, bro, I want to get like a private jet and a mansion. I want to have like a Lamborghini and like all these bitches that come over and like, blah, 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 and like, I want to get I want to go to the Olympics. I want to like go to the stadium and make it. You know what I mean? Like people that are just like horrific, that are like alcoholics and all this other stuff. And I'm literally just this guy that wants to study, play games, you know, run a homestead and exercise a bunch. It's as simple as that. And it's ridiculous that it's difficult to even do that. And after, you know, I could just come to the realization sitting here by myself in this situation how much money was really stolen from me, you know, over back whenever I had the crypto issues in 2016 with Poloniex and with, I guess it was like Nice Hash. I'm pretty sure it was like Nice Hash. Nice Hash is also something which is kind of deemed as legitimate, which is unfortunate because it's not, like, I don't even remember. It's Nice Hash or like one of those uh could have been, it was very generic. It could have been Coin Mine. Like they a lot of those were used a similar template, but the one I was on was like the legitimate one du jour. Like people were using that, and it was a very big deal. There's not a small amount. And Cripsy as well. So it's like these three things combined. Ethereum split handling by exchanges. And this is backdropped against, Bitcoin was never like, you couldn't buy a house for having it. Like, you had a Bitcoin, nobody gave a fuck. It's like saying you had, a couple $100. Like, nobody really cared. People poo-pooed it. But, now it's completely different. And it's like, people stole it right before they did that. They were stealing a lot of people's stuff. And the government stalks everybody and creates records of what they do. So they know that this happens. And then they don't care. It's like, if anything, they do more things to attack you after creating a record of this, right? And that's where I cease to have any sort of faith in U.S. government governance. I start to say that there's literally no redemption for the United States. There's just no conceivable way. So at best, you can steal away enough money to make your own little place. But then again, you're in the United States, which is a terrible place. And this guy here, they want you to do this stuff. If the United States has a draft, I would recommend that everybody go in and kill your drafting officer. Go into the station where you're supposed to report to and murder everybody on the scene, because you're not actually murdering them. You're defending your life against a tyranny. So, fuck that. I think drafts are a joke. That's disgusting. Some transgender YouTuber there. That's horrific. It's like, why the fuck would that be in my feed? I've always said never recommend me any VTuber bullshit. This is why I really need new cameras. I have to get money to buy this shit. It's so imperative because this machine simply cannot run what I need. Like, if I want to turn on my camera right now and put on stuff and actually have it run properly, I need a new camera. Looks like I need a new location. Need to go do all this stuff. Look at this. Jobs better. So this is a huge tracking thing, right? We're just gonna proceed. Let's go. Jobs better. You think any of this shit is worth taking? It's like, do you want to die? Oh yeah, let's go work at Taco Bell for $13.65 an hour, guys. Well, hold on. I'm sorry, that's the top range. 1080 to 1365. Can you believe that? It's unbelievable. It's like, those are the opportunities that they give the people in the world at scale. There's all sorts of areas in the world where there's nothing occurring. In the United States in particular, just fly over areas and nobody gives a fuck if you're stranded out there and have no options. The idea that America is a land of opportunity and there's all this stuff that you can do is completely fucking bullshit. It's ridiculous. So I would never work in an Amazon sort center because that is a disgrace. Nah, I would never ever do that. It's the point where I would have, but at this point, hell fucking no. There's no point I will ever consider working there. It's like, I will sooner kill as many fucking people as humanly possible. What a fucking joke of a country. Like suggesting that I do Amazon Flex or drive for Uber is just like the most ridiculous thing you could ever say to somebody. It's the equivalent of telling somebody to get shot in the head or go kill yourself. Like, what the fuck is the point? It's just ridiculous. Imagine that RVs. RVs are for dumbasses. I think RVs are the stupidest fucking thing you could ever buy. I'm just gonna be real with you. I hate RVs. I think you're fucking retarded if you get an RV. I don't have fucking money to help make your dumb bullshit mainstream right now. Absolutely none of them at any point. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's just such a fucking joke. Are you even serious right now? Would I consider attending any of these piece of shit colleges? Can you even call them colleges? These dumb degree mills? Are you fucking kidding me? It's like of these dumb advertisements which we forced you to look at, of which none of them at any point you would ever consider. Which of them would you consider? Like the question itself is just so fucking stupid. Yeah, because we have a total surveillance PC. Like, fuck you. Burn in hell, dude. I hope you get shot. What a fucking joke of a country. Shit like this is just disgraceful and disgusting. I'm immediately repulsed upon seeing that. That's why I would report it as violent or violent or repulsive. That is repulsive to me. How to become a anything? Put in an application, get hired. There you go. It's that easy. You're already the thing. The only difference is just having somebody give you money and like put you in a position. Like everybody's fucking stupid. See, I hate these kind of videos. Like, what a stupid fucking country. I want to never ever get any kind of recommendations like this. there's a whole class of people who never see dumb garbage like this. Like, who the fuck watches this kind of shit? Be a dumb fucking idiot. I hate this culture of like, oh, the killer. Like, I don't care. Like, holy fuck, dude. Here's a documentary about some weird cult.
I bet he doesn't make this kind of money in Venezuela. I'm talking about the money you give him. He's also apparently been kind of a menace since he got here. I don't know that he's been arrested before, but he's been wanted for any number of. He's wanted for these. And the judge in your case had contributed money to stop you. I think the guy be taken off the case. Not in crooked New York. No. So the first thing they've done is a new one to me, because I did asylum cases when I was in the Justice Department. I had to deal with the Haitian asylum cases. This year they closed.
The reason why it takes a little bit of time for this to load is probably because they're using like an AI to like facilitate fake. It's like, no, they're running the, you know what I mean? It takes a second for it to kick in. They have to generate a fake conversation with a bunch of fake accounts. It's disgusting. Just look at that. That's disgusting bullshit. Like, why? I don't want that on my account. I don't want my account to be full of stuff like that. I've already reported it and said, like, don't recommend shit like that. That's disgusting, dude. What a completely repulsive thing to put on somebody's screen. A brilliant nut job. I'm not a nut job, and I'm also. I am brilliant though. I am incredibly smart with no opportunity and no money and absolutely no friends. What a horrible place.
Oh, nothing works on this acne. Hi. Who? I'm a licensed dermatologist.
You're a dumb cunt that stalks people on their fucking phones. They want everybody to like be childish and like you see that voice is like, I'm the fairy that lives in your phone that makes everything in your life perfect. I'm the person that stalks you and guarantees that we secure the bag. It's like, I am your handler. It's just garbage, dude. What the fuck is that? It's unbelievable. It's like you can live in the United States, stream live for like 90 days, call, like support lines, talk to people, go reach out on forums, whatever groups just like take the available avenues of like open discussion on the internet, and you will not get a single comment or acknowledgement. Instead, you'll get scam offers like this. Like, this is the only thing that will happen. You just let the fucking die like this. This is such a stupid country, dude. I can't even begin to explain how fucked up this is.
in
No, they're converting existing slums into current slums, which will become future slums.
Welcome to the Grateful Life webcast. I'm your host, Ashley Eicher.
This is what a Victorian slum looked like in England in the 19th century. Residents were crammed into incredibly tiny living spaces. Oftentimes, entire families shared a single room in a damp, cheaply made building, suffering from problems such as across multiple layers. Well, I'm any ma or
And then your dumb boomer response would be like, yeah, well, people, they used to be in black and white, and they didn't have color photography, and so everything was dreary and miserable, and they would shiver, and it was like they didn't have heating in the air. They had to eat scraps. Nowadays, you're so lucky, you go to the store and you can spend $5, buy yourself an apple.
Well, everybody, spectacular, the Silver
dog
Stacks are
food.
here with another visit from Costco, and I'm going to show you that I got some more of these silver bars. There's a lot of questions from my other video.
Stupid fucking. Swear to God, man. They're building one of those out here. They're going to build another giant bullshit. It's going to be huge how many people are out there. It's going to be garbage. It's fucking insufferable. I've blocked this so many goddamn times. It's disgusting. Trying to get me to sell a house I don't have. It's just abhorrent. It's like they're trying to steal you and consume you. And they're spending money to try to scam you. And then Google is facilitating it. I mean, just think about it. That's the truth. They're trying to, have like sexual scams where they have some random whore try to seduce you. And it's like, oh yeah, meet random people on a totally legitimate site. That's not at all a honeypot. Trying to take your money or your time or whatever the fuck else we can get out of it. Pick your angle. There's a lot of angles that you can take on manipulating and controlling people and taking their lives. Just bullshit. gone too far. Listen to how that is just disgusting. It's just fucking disgusting. They show you like the tiniest little, like, oh yeah, that's a house right there. It's like she gets shot in the fucking head. And then this affordable house has gone too far. It's like the way you phrase that. Yeah, I can't believe these houses being cost effective. Oh my fucking God. What he's really talking about is how you basically have these dumbasses living in sheds, I hope. I don't know. I don't care. This is the modern world. What a stupid fucking country. Just dumb garbage pictures of people on the screen like this.
But before I move on,
What a stupid fucking country, dude. I can't believe this garbage. Well, duh. I mean, like,
criminal investigation is underway
my
tonight
my
into the death of
I think what
24
happens is people take out health insurance and life insurance policies, and they get like health and life, and they don't realize that there's a big difference between a health insurance policy and a life insurance policy. One of them pays out whenever the person dies. The other one pays to keep the other person from dying. You understand? It's like health and life are two conflicting incentive structures. I might be interested in a health insurance policy if it's a good one. I don't think I'd be interested in a life insurance policy, though.
with a retired DEA agent who told me this case could be
Sounds like a scam where you're trying to kill me for money.
very similar to the Michael Jackson death investigation. Now, if a doctor was prescribing ketamine outside the scope of what was medically necessary, he says the doctor could be charged in the case. Michael Jackson, of course, died of an overdose of propofol, and his doctor was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. The question now, where did Matthew Perry get the ketamine? Almost 6 months after his death, local and federal investigators are trying to determine where actor Matthew Perry got the Pepsi revealed the
I don't know, and I don't care. I think this show is awful. I just don't care, man. Nobody would care about anybody else. There's billions of people out there that nobody would give a fuck if they died. I don't have any impetus to get up and like go play. I'm not having fun. I'm having zero fun playing. This is horrible. This is the worst shit I have ever seen in my fucking life. Like, yeah, just go play around, Tommy. Go have fun with $0, like you're a fucking kid or some shit. Like, who the fuck cares? Oh, you're streaming or something? Whatever. Nobody cares about that. No, you gotta go pay if you want to talk to people. If you want to talk to somebody, that costs money. No, this is how it works now. Well, we tried. We tried our best. No, we're just gonna kill you now. Nobody cares anymore. You had your chance. Pandaria Remix sucks. Fucking trash. I don't really fucking pay attention to my stuff. I don't give a fuck about it.
I haven't seen it since the second RBET, so this would have been March.
I don't care. Not interested. Don't care. Tell us why, because I hate Yu-Gi-Oh! All these cards, I fucking hate the game because it's completely unaffordable. So is technology. It's like, why the fuck would I want to watch
My
this?
coverage of Computex 2024 is 12 cores.
Like, what the fuck is the point? I already said multiple times I don't want to see this channel. Stupid whore. It's a forced meme. Never watch that channel at all. My opinion of it is super low. No. Don't want to be recommended it. Everybody might as well just be donating blood. It's like, if you want to buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like, what the fuck else? How are you supposed to afford this stupid shit? It's so dumb.
We are back with your
It's like, no wonder crime is sky high. Like, there's absolutely no way to make a living in this country.
We left. They told investigators and had been saving money for. We reached out to the current is still under.
Like, I want you to be as stupid as humanly possible and just go do some manual labor or some shit. And just shut the fuck up. Like, such dumb garbage being shown again and again and again. Dell is such a scam company, dude. It's just unbelievable. Imagine telling somebody you're going to ship them a camera. You take their money up front, and then you wait like 4 or 5 months, and then you're just like, all right, well, you can get your money back if you use this link, I suppose. The truth is, Logitech's fucking camera sucks too. It's like the worst thing ever. First thing I should have bought is a better camera. First thing I should have bought is, I don't know, a different parent when I was like 5 years old. This guy's a moron. I can't believe this. This is the worst possible set of outcomes that we could have had.
School children and hospital patients are just a few weeks late, which translates to retaliating against society or taking revenge on society. Revenge against society has been listed as the motive in previous attacks, especially by Chinese who recently arrived in the city. According to how society runs.
It's like, yeah, you should just kill as many people as you possibly can. That's the proper way to deal with this. What a fucking joke.
Of your hard-earned justice always prevails in China. Attitude towards like the China. Now, this in no way excuses show disgraceful anti-China garbage. But I can't make this show later. As the
Yes, if you haven't noticed, it's happening all over the entire world, and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop.